Anand, I want to turn to a recent interview I did with the Afghan lawmaker and gynecologist, Dr. Rashanak Wardak. She represents over 1 million people in Wardak province in Afghanistan. She was visiting the U.S. last month and spoke at a congressional briefing organized by Brave New Foundation. I asked Dr. Wardak how the U.S. drone attacks and airstrikes have impacted the people of Afghanistan.
You know, now this airstrike creates some suspicion about the people. Most of the people say that they came here to do some experiences. And they made Afghanistan lab for experiments of their, to test their weapon. As they say that everybody knows that if there is one terrorist or two or maybe 5 terrorists, it's not the procedure to make an airstrike for eliminating these 2, 3, 5 terrorists. There are another procedures which is common all over the world. And police should follow, should discover, should capture those terrorists. Now we have enough police. 82,000 police is very much a large number of police for a very much poor country and small country with 25 million population. So it's better to use police force for capturing terrorists, not to do airstrike for eliminating or for finishing these 5 terrorists. And everybody knows, even them, they know better that an airstrike, we will have much civilian casualties. Those innocent people which they don't know anything about this strike and about the politics in their countries, they are losing their lives.
Would you say that anti-American sentiment has increased or decreased over these years of the U.S. occupation?
Increased. And, you know, in spite of spending billions of dollars in Afghanistan, their popularity has decreased very much, especially after these airstrikes. Before, in 2002, 2003, their popularity was much better than now. Unfortunately, now, this is the main cause that, and also the people are against sending troops to Afghanistan from administration of Obama. And continuously, they tell us that we are their representative in the parliament, that you should raise this issue in the parliament. Always we are raising this. Before my coming to America, 1 week ago, we raised this issue in the parliament that first of all, we should make America a government that when they are sending troops, they should inform Parliament, they should discuss with us, and they should take permission from us that they are sending troops. And when they are sending troops, their location should be clear, where they should put their troops. For example, they made base in Wardak. There is nothing in Wardak. Why they put this? Terrorists are coming from our neighbor countries. Why they don't want to go to the border, and why they don't want to make military bases there to seal the border and to prevent the coming of the terrorists, of going to the terrorists to Pakistan. And also, when they are present in Afghanistan, I'm sorry to say this as a parliamentarian to you. I'm a parliamentarian. I don't know by which contract they came to our country, who asked them to come to our country, and since how long they will stay in our country. This is those questions which always my constituents, they always ask me. And I say to them, I don't know. But about NATO forces, everybody knows what's the situation, why they came, under which contract they came. So I hope one day we find the answer from American side, and we know till what time they will stay I mean that they should clarify their position in Afghanistan, and also they should legalize their presence in Afghanistan, because it's our great concern about our independence. Also, we sacrificed for our independence, almost 2.5 million people at the time of invasion of Russia. We don't want to repeat that again.
Afghan lawmaker Dr. Rashanak Wardak. She represents over 1 million people in Wardak province in the Afghan parliament, visiting U.S. last month. Anand Gopal, journalist today with the Wall Street Journal, just left the Christian Science Monitor. You're on the ground in Kabul. How typical is Dr. Wardak's response? Is she representing a typical response in Afghanistan right now?
It's a fairly typical response. There's a growing movement amongst Afghan lawmakers to push for a sort of status of forces agreement or some sort of framework in which the troops that are here under the say of the Afghan government. And right now that's not the case. And a lot of lawmakers would like to have that say and would like to have input on where the troops are placed or what their operations are. And the issue of civilian casualties, there's probably the biggest cause for the growing resentment across the country. Afghans have very large families. A typical Afghan has about 70 cousins. So everybody's affected by this. If there's a bomb in one village, villages all around the area are affected by this, and it turns people's attitudes against the Americans.
And Brigadier General Larry Nicholson saying, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The fact of the matter is we don't have enough Afghan forces and I'd like more. And General Mullen saying that this is going to be a long occupation in Afghanistan.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of people are starting to feel that they're in there for the long haul, because the Afghan security forces are the ones that they would like to actually hold the areas in which for example, the Marines come in and clear of the Taliban. But right now, those forces just don't exist. And so either the Marines stay there and enter a protracted guerrilla fight with the insurgents, or they leave and the insurgents just re-enter the town or village that the Marines had taken.
Well, Anand Gopal, we want to thank you for being with us, journalist working in Afghanistan, today for the Wall Street Journal. Yesterday it was the Christian Science Monitor. Congratulations on your new job, and be safe. That does it for our broadcast. Democracy Now! Is produced by Mike Burke, Shrifa Dokadu, Saren Mata, Angeli Kamat, Steve Martinez, Nicole Salazar, Hani Masood, Robbie Karen, Mike DeFilippo, Miguel Noguera, Peter Curry's our engineer. Special thanks also to Becca Staley, Igila, Hugh Grant, Samantha Chambly, Jessel Noor, John Randolph, Kellen Innocent, Laura Chipley, Travis Collins, Kieran Cook Meadows, Rakan Penny, Vesta Godars. Our condolences to Samantha Chambly on the death of her grandmother. We all wish you well, Sam. And I'll be in Vermont on Saturday at 5 o'clock. You can go to our website, Tinmouth Falls, to get the latest details. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Thanks for joining us.